Hey guys, what's up and welcome to my channel. So I feel like every project I have planned at my house keeps getting postponed and postponed and postponed. At first I was waiting for my brother's kitchen to get done, and then I was waiting to get the new windows installed at my house, and I was finally ready to hit the ground running. And for the last like 2.5 weeks or so, I have been sick. Yes, it has been very fun. And I finally am feeling better, but I still kind of have like pretty low energy, and I don't really have the energy to dive right into one of my bigger projects. So this week I am going to be doing a much easier project, but I've had this on my to-do list for a few months now. And if you've been a subscriber for a while, you guys know I love my cats. I love you. So this week I am going to be building a cat tree. And also, if you've been a subscriber for a while, you might be thinking, wait, Miley, didn't you already build a cat tree? Yes, I did. Last year, I took a log from a tree that we cut down in my yard and I turned it into a cat tree. And that thing is still very well loved. My one cat, Clyde, loves that cat tree. He's on it all the time. The top platform is like his favorite place to take a nap. And you can tell it's well loved by how destroyed it is already. But my other cat, Bonnie, she's not as athletic as Clyde, and so she doesn't really play on that cat tree, and I'm pretty sure she can't even make it to the top platform. So this week I am going to be building a Bonnie-friendly cat tree. I am sure Clyde is also going to play on this, but this is going to be specifically designed out for my lazy girl. So you guys know the drill. Let's get into it. Okay, so I am not going to be getting started on this cat tree today. I'm going to get started on it tomorrow. So for the rest of the day, I am going to actually design out this cat tree and make sure I have all of the supplies I need to actually make this thing. As far as the design goes, I have a few things I know I want to incorporate into this cat tree. Last year around this time, I built a plant stand, and that plant stand didn't stay a plant stand very long. It quickly turned into Bonnie's favorite place to take a nap. So I definitely want to incorporate a little bit of the plant stand design into this cat tree. She really liked the zigzag platforms going up. And another thing that I've seen all over the internet are these cool slatted board cat towers. So I know I want to incorporate a little bit of the slatted board look into this cat tree. And my main goal of this whole project is to not spend a lot of money, and I have a good amount of supplies left over from some previous projects. So I'm going to design this out in a way that I know is using some of the supplies I have already. So I'm going to get to work designing this thing out, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I have the cat tree all designed out. I even had a meeting with Bonnie. She approved of the design. This is good stuff? Are you gonna actually use this? So I'm gonna quickly go check what supplies I have, make a list of what I need, and then run out and get that stuff. Good morning, guys. It is time to build a cat tree, or should I say cat tower. I am going to be approaching this project a little bit different than how I approach most of my projects. Usually I have everything figured out, but for this cat tower, I don't have everything figured out. In my design, I have that the posts that are going up to make make the cat tower. I have them a little off center, but I'm not really sure if that's going to work. I might have to adjust it so that the posts are going like straight up the middle of this cat tower so that this cat tower doesn't tip one way or tip the other way. So I'm gonna get my first few cuts done, move inside to my patio where I'm going to be building this thing and where it will remain once I'm done with it. And then we'll figure out where these middle vertical posts need to go, and then we can determine the rest from there. So let's get started building a cat tree. So after making it through my first few cuts, I moved into my patio to start putting this thing together. And I quickly determined that I was going to adjust my design so that the vertical posts for this cat tree were going up directly through the center of this cat tower. That way I knew for sure moving forward that this cat tower was going to be sturdy and not tip over. And like my first cat tree that I made last year, I took 2 pieces of plywood, screwed them together to make the base, because I figured 2 pieces of plywood screwed together would make this cat tower a bit more sturdy and make this base a bit more heavy. Because you know, a cat tower is only good if it's a safe cat tower. And from my very extensive research over several months on cat towers, yes, I have a problem. I saw a common way most cat towers are put together. And from what I can tell, most people use roughly a 4x4 post and attach all of the platforms to that post. And also, usually the post runs all the way from the bottom to the top of the cat tower. And in an effort to use some of the scrap 2x4s I had laying around, I put my cat tower together in a slightly different way. Taking 3 pieces of a 2x4 that I cut down to 13.5 inches, I screwed those together to make the vertical posts. And in the end, I wanted my cat tower to be roughly like 5 feet tall. And some of the scrap 2x4s that I had laying around were 3 feet long, 4 feet long. So instead of having one solid post that runs from the bottom all the way to the top, I broke up the vertical posts into 4 sections. So my cat tower went together with a platform, a vertical post, platform, vertical post, all the way to the top.
Well, we have something promising. She's already kind of interested in jumping up on the first platform.
Now see how big to make these next platforms. 14 7/8. Let me just check this side, make sure they're the same. 14 7/8. So after I was able to determine the size of the middle 2 platforms, I had all of the information I needed to make the rest of my cuts and put this cat tower together. Okay guys, I have all of my pieces cut out to build the rest of this tower. And for these vertical posts going forward, I had to get a little creative. I'm still gonna have 3 pieces of this 2x4 screwed together, but when I put them on this next platform, there's not really like a good place to screw up and into this post. So what I did is I made some pocket holes for the 2 outside pieces. So I have ones right here and also right here, and once I screw them together, I'll be able to use those pocket holes to screw down and into this plywood, and then I can stack the next one on top and just screw directly down into the top. So I'm gonna get started putting this cat tower together.
My lazy girl likes it already. Yes, she does. Look at her. She's just got to climb her way to one more platform that's not attached yet. Oh, she's making herself at home. Yes, she is. Okay, so the cat tower is almost done. I have to attach this piece, but before I attach this piece, I have to cut a hole in it. When I add the slatted boards, I'm gonna leave an opening so that the cats can jump onto the first platform and then crawl their way up to this platform, and then cutting a hole in there will make it so that they can crawl through and get to this top platform.
So using my 6-inch hole saw that I had from the cornhole boards last year, I used that thing to make a hole in this platform. And it has been a while since I used this thing, and I forgot how finicky hole saws are. You have to press very, very lightly so that it doesn't catch and whip the drill around, or it doesn't catch and jump and cut your finger. Speaking from experience. And after struggling through making the first hole in this plywood, it didn't really look like that hole was gonna be big enough for my cats to fit through it. So I made a second hole right next to it and then cleaned up the shape using my jigsaw and sander. And then this platform was ready to get attached. And my cat tree was built. Yay! So before I moved forward and added all of the slatted boards and made this thing look real dope, I wanted to clean up the way this cat tower looked, because it looked like a bunch of cheap plywood and 2x4 screwed together. Because it is. So I quickly sanded down each one of the platforms, and then I used some paint I had laying around to paint each one of the platforms to hopefully cover up the look of the cheap plywood. And to make it look like the 2x4s were one solid post that ran from the bottom to the top of this cat tower, I took some rope that I had from the cat tree I made last year and wrapped each section with rope. And I forgot how annoying it is to wrap something tightly with rope.
Okay, I'm just gonna take a nap. Okay guys, I have run out of rope. I thought I was gonna have enough, but I am missing one section. I can show you. Right there, missing one section. So I am going to finish this thing up tomorrow. Plus it is like so freaking hot out. And it's humid, and it has just drained me. It is like 5 o'clock, and I am ready for bed. So I will see you guys in the morning, and let's finish this up. Yes. Nope, not in frame. I have the hardest time getting my from head to toe fully in frame. If this thing is 5 feet and Miley's roughly 11 inches taller than it, how tall is Miley? Too tall. Just gonna do an awkward power stance. Yeah, sure, that looks good. Good morning, guys. It is time to finish this cat tree, and she is looking good. As you can tell, I finished the last section off with rope, and now I am ready to add all of the slatted boards. Most of the cat towers I saw online, it looked like the entire tower is enclosed with these slatted boards. I am not going to be doing that. Although my cats are great and I love them very much, they are naughty, and they would probably quickly figure out that this whole thing is enclosed, and they would run and hide in here knowing I can't get to them. So I'm going to be picking and choosing where I'm going to be adding the slatted boards, but I don't have that design figured out, so I am going to quickly figure that out, take lots of measurements, and then head outside and start cutting all of those pieces down. So, yeah, let's go. What was that? That was weird, but yeah, let's get to it.
slatted boards, I wanted to save a little bit of money. So instead of getting a whole bunch of 1x2s and using those to create these slatted pieces, it was roughly $1 more to get a bunch of 1x3s. So I figured I could use my table saw, cut the 1x3s in half, and get double the amount of slatted pieces from one board. And once all the slatted boards were cut, I moved inside to attach them to this cat tower. Now this part wasn't like super duper fast because I don't have a pneumatic nail gun or an electric nail gun. So because I don't have either of those tools, I just use the good old-fashioned nails and hammer. And because I don't have either of those tools, it was a little bit easier for me to lay the cat tower on its side and attach all of the pieces. And then it was time for the final touches. I knew I wanted to keep all of the slatted boards natural and not stained, but I did go ahead and add a top coat of polyacrylic to all of them to just protect the wood. And the final thing I did to complete this cat tree is add some fabric to the two middle platforms. I had some fuzzy fabric laying around, so I cut two pieces that were 15 by 15, and then I could lay them on the platform and figure out where I needed to cut to work around the middle posts. And I wanted to be able to easily replace this fabric if and when it gets gross, so I just used some carpet tape to hold the pieces in place. And I didn't sew the edges of the fabric, but I didn't want the edges to continue to fray and get fuzzies all over the place. And this fabric is synthetic, so I was able to take a lighter and burn/melt the edges so that it would stop the fraying. And that is it, guys. I am obsessed with this cat tower, or what my mom has now called a cat condo, and I like that better, so I'm gonna call it a cat condo. I am very pleased with how this cat condo turned out, and from being mainly scrap materials, I think it looks pretty good. My cats are a little bit slower to new things, but they have over the last few days slowly but surely started to explore this cat tower. I'm even thinking of putting some plants on it, because if there's plants on it, they're gonna think they can't go on there, and then this cat tower is gonna be their favorite thing. So, as always, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys!